Alright, quick video. This is going to be a quick video. I'm going to try to talk quicker, faster, more upbeat, positive, because a friend of mine says I sound kind of dull. Anyways, fuel tank. So, I got a smaller fuel tank because the 100-gallon fuel tank that I've had for years that I got for free is no longer fitting my needs. I need more pickup truck bed space because I have a 6-foot bed and I don't like new trucks, so I don't plan on buying a new truck anytime soon, you know, unless I win the lottery or something. So, and the other thing is the 100-gallon fuel tank is supposed to be permitted, and I don't want to get a permit, and I don't want to go to the fire department, get it inspected, have them slap a sticker on it, and I don't know if you have to do it every year or whatever. So I got a 36-gallon tank, and I'll show you. I just went and got it. It was used, and I gotta change a few things, so I'm gonna spin you around here. So this setup works great. I put wood up there, and then I bungee cord or strap it to the mesh, which I never painted, and then it just goes in the back there, and if I want I could take these boards off and the whole thing is flat. However, look how much room I'm losing, and I never fill that tank because I used one of my machines at a time. Okay, that's 100 gallons, that's 36. That is 9 inches wide, 19 inches tall, 59.5 long. So it's longer this way, but it's only 3 inches more than this is 6 inches. So it'll stick out about to there, I think, I calculated. So if you look here, that gets me like a foot. I think when I measured it was 13 inches, 13.5 inch more bed space. So that's, you know, at least another foot. So you figure it's a 6-foot bed. I'm losing at least 2 feet with that tank. Okay, so that brings me down to 4 feet of bed space. So I gain another foot back, so that's 5-foot bed space. And I primarily just use this truck for tools. So this is the tank that I got. It's the same brand, same everything, same mounting feet. I've really never saw any other types of mounting feet, to be honest with you. The guy cut the hooks off. He cut the hooks off, which really stinks because I actually use my hooks a lot with a ratchet strap. I will put boards up there. You know, when I go to Home Depot or Lowe's, or pipes and stuff, and then I wrap the ratchet strap around and I ratchet strap it down, and they don't go anywhere. I mean, I've had sheets of plywood up there, everything. So that kind of stinks, but however, I think I will weld. I think I came up with an idea to weld some hooks off of that. So I'm not gonna film everything. I painted the tank. I'm waiting for that to dry. I'm going to undo the wires. That's that cheap transfer pump that we got. See the wires? I'm gonna undo the wires. I'm gonna take the hose off, and then I'm gonna unscrew the what do you call it? The pump. And then when I get this all put back, I'll check back in. I'm gonna try to make this as short as I can. My last video building the hydro seeder, it was like a movie to me. So phone's ringing. I'll check back in. Sun's out. Quick update. Trying to get in the truck here. I'll put a tarp over the truck so I can paint the sun. Alright, let me come around. So I can paint the headboard. You know, not the greatest paint job in the world, but, you know, work truck. So here's the problem I ran into. See how this tank's taller? The old tank's taller. This one's shorter. I went to screw this in there, and it was too long. Now this is the the expansion or extended tube, and this was on the end, and that has those two rubber grommets go in the end of this pipe. So if you have a tank, like an oil drum at your house type tank, and it's too tall, this free floats all the way down to make this longer, and it just free floats. Well, in order to make this work, hey, leave it alone. Mind your own business. So, I actually popped this off. Actually, I sucked this up all the way. Okay. They give you well, they put a bevel on the end here. I guess you'd call it a bevel or a flared end. So this tube won't fall off if you're putting this in a big oil drum. Okay. So what I did was I took the pipe cutter for plumbing, slid the collar back, alright, and I cut it off with the pipe cutter because it was a cleaner cut. Then that pipe cutter wouldn't fit around this diameter, so I just popped this off, pulled the two rubber seals, those two rubbers, pulled those out, and then I went and cut this with the Sawzall. I can answer the phone. But you see, I had to try and recreate the suction part with the grinder. So now I'm going to take the chainsaw file and clean everything up. But let me get that phone, I'll get back to you. Alright, I just filed it with the file. A fine file. But I slid the two, those rubber grommets in there. And so this is how much we got off. I put it down to 17 inches from 20 inches or 22. I forget, it don't matter. Now I'm going to try to screw this into the top of the tank. And the idea is, behind these, you might be saying, what's these lines for? So this thing slides freely, and gravity drops it on the bottom of the tank. Alright, and the rubber in here creates a vacuum through the tube, so it doesn't suck air through here. Well, what those do is they allow just fuel to go through there when this is sitting on the bottom of the tank. So you're just getting fuel, nothing major. Alright, so I got a few, I went and got more filters. I'll put the rest in my shed, but I got filters, so I'm just going to keep changing the filter with this. The guy that I got this tank from, he had this on there. This is not cool. I mean, it's cool, but it's not cool because it doesn't vent. And you're supposed to have a vent. So Tractor Supply has this vent cap, and the vent cap has the hole. You can put a lock through there, and the lock hits this tab when it comes around. So you see, if you had a padlock through there, it would hit that. A lot of guys, this is nothing new to them, but for you that don't know, that's who I'm talking to. I've been dealing with these tanks for years, but there's a lot of people that are young, so you have to remember. Oh, my wife's home. I get excited whenever my wife comes home, so I'm gonna have to check back with you. Alright, so I got the tank back in, and I got it wired up. And I just went down and I put $92 worth of fuel in it. Diesel. Which is 36 gallons. You do the math. I don't really care. I didn't fill it to the very tippity top because I want it to splash around. But got the new cap. So my thought process. I left the truck running so we don't kill the battery. And I was thinking of just cycling it through a bunch of times and then changing the filter. But I mean, you can see where the old tank was. See what I mean? I gained like a whole foot. You know, literally. When I say my foot is a foot, I literally can measure by my foot. Look at a foot. So I gained a lot more pickup room, which is good because I'm not getting a new pickup. So not sure what's going on here. May have clogged the filter already. Look at. Whoop. Yeah, it clogged the filter already, so I'll change the filter and show you what it looks like after. Okay, quick little update. This thing, I don't think I made the V's in the suction tube correct. I copied the ones that were in the old tube, but for some reason, and I changed the filter after running a bunch of diesel through that filter. So it's not the filter. The filter's not clogged, but it's you can hear it. You won't hear it on camera, but when you shut the pump off, you can hear it bleeding back down, which means that that suction tube, there's something wrong with it. And it's taking a while to get to the end, and then you shut the pump off, and when it's quiet, you can hear it just, dribbling back down or whatever it's doing. And when it's pumping in, I've been pumping it in here. I'll show you real quick. I'm going to try to do this with one hand. I'll turn the pump on. And there it goes. So there, it got primed. But you see how it's like dribbling out? And it's loaded with air bubbles. And then nothing comes out. Then it comes out. And then you stop. See, I'll stop and hear the pump. So then it's loaded with bubbles again, and then look at nothing. So what I think is happening is, that sucked too. I just filled this tank full of diesel. That was yesterday. So what I'm gonna have to do is take this all apart, move the tank back so I can turn the pump. Then I went to Tractor Supply and I got a new suction tube. Now, this is plastic one. That one was metal. This is one of the Great Plains Industry. I think, if I'm saying that correctly. So this is, let's see here. It is freezing out. I have the wood stove going, so I lost my tripod. Let me see if I can set you up here. Alright. So this basically, you could, if you really had like a long tank, you could screw this extension on. And this is the expanding one. See, it slides in there like the one that we had. But look at the size of the holes in this one. They were not the same size as those V's that came with the other one. And when I cut it with the grinder and then filed all the burrs off and smoothed it, I just matched what they had. But look at this. So I'm going to take this all apart. I'm not going to need this extension because we only need the 17 inches, which this is like 20, 22. So it'll probably be somewhere around like there, you know, something like that. Then this screws up in the thing. So let me take all this apart and then I'll check back in. Okay guys, next day. Not doing anything today. Supposed to get rain off and on. Which is fine because we got other stuff to do anyways, but so I used these butt connectors to try out this pump. I didn't want to keep not butt connectors, wire nuts. I use these wire nuts to try out this pump. I don't think they'll all fit in there though. And a couple times they've pulled out. But here's the thing, if there was a problem, I didn't want to have to keep snipping part of the wire off there, because it just goes in there and it gets sealed, right? So I did, however, last night get the pump to work the way it's supposed to. Whoa. It's not supposed to work like that. See, that's how it's supposed to come out. Not like it was. Oh boy. That really sucks. But I got some rags. A whole box of rags. So, I think what we're going to end up doing is, now that we know that it works, it was the suction tube. It got dark out. There's the old tube. I cut the V's in the end. I cut the V's in the end just like the other one had. They weren't any bigger than that. However, I don't know if maybe there's a problem with the rubbers, you know. So let's, now that we know it's no good, the rubber's still stuck in the end, so I don't know. Doesn't matter anymore. Moving on. So what I'm gonna do is, I think I'm just gonna call this video good. I'm just gonna slide this tank back, screw it back down, because I had to move it out in order to twist the pump in, and gonna take off those wire nuts and put on these butt connectors that you heat shrink the ends to seal them, and that's gonna be it for this one. Alright, this is what I ended up putting on, and I put so much seafoam in there and housed, I'm almost thinking it changed the color a little bit, but I took off the other filter, so I ran through like 3 of those filters, and then it was pumping out, you know, no problem. Now the only thing of it is, so this is the moisture one, right? I had to add the pipe because in order to unscrew this and take it down, you have to have the clearance to get this thing off. Okay, you can't just screw this to what was there, because I just had an elbow coming out. You'd be hitting the tank like that trying to take this off. Paint's still kind of, the weather's not the best here. It's a little damp right now, but so this is working. I'm not too what's the word? I'm not too happy about the color of it though. But I did put a whole can of seafoam in there. I don't know, and some house. I don't know if that distorted the color. When I cleaned out this tank, I actually took the backpack blower and blew it out after. So I don't think it's water, because it would be sitting on the bottom. You know, the oil would come to the top. It's a consistent color throughout the whole fuel. So that's why I'm thinking it is the seafoam stuff. I think it just changed. Would you look at that? I just touched that tank with the end, and the paint came off. Jeez. So this guy here ran out in the road trying to play with the labs. So, hey, sit down. You're a bad boy. Bad boy. So you see, it's consistent color. Oh, don't do that again. Yeah, I spilt it everywhere. That's alright. Well, I'm gonna get a rag, clean this up. I kind of was looking at the camera screen, making sure I was zooming in and pulled out. Bad boy. Can't play with those Labradors. Give that lady a heart attack. Come on. I made this video on the tank because if you're going to get into this type of business to where you have machines and everything and you're going to be fueling them up, you're going to run into the same problems. So I think it's a good thing to know that if you have the machines that you're gonna have to fill up with fuel and everything, you got to maintain those things. You don't just, it's not like a set it and forget it situation. You got to change the filters. You have to add fuel conditioner so you don't get gelling and everything. Your pump might go bad on you, so you might buy a truck that already has a pump and a tank in it that you might have to deal with. There's all kinds of stuff. So I'm gonna try to make videos around, you know, dirt and excavators and tree cutting and basically like land stuff. But there's other stuff also. There's other stuff also that goes along with it, mechanical stuff. So I'll probably pretty soon try to do some mechanical stuff. I'm still dealing with the garage situation. I'm actually selling the garage that I bought, and my wife wants me to have one of those prefab metal buildings. She wants a company to come in and just do it. She doesn't want me playing with projects. She says I have too many projects, so she wants to just pour the concrete slab and just have a company come in there. So that's where we're kind of at with the garage situation. But once I get the garage figured out, then we were talking about moving. So we actually went to Maine and checked out Maine. We weren't, it's not for us. So next we're probably gonna go south once she can travel. Her work has a travel ban on her right now because of the damn Rona. So anyways, bunch of stuff going on. I do have some projects coming up. That's why I needed that fuel tank. So short video, I think.